Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new album, No Mythologies to Follow. This is the deluxe debut full-length LP from Danish singer-songwriter and pianist Karen Marie Orsted. She has come seemingly out of nowhere with instant electropop hits like Pilgrim, Glass. Off of the strength of these tracks, she got a pretty quick and very nice endorsement from Diplo, who produced a beat off of this LP. And Karen is showing a ton of promise so early on in her career. I think she's at a point right now where she is yet to really chisel out a distinct or memorable or a unique sound for herself, but I think she has shown a lot of prowess in the realm of singing, in the realm of hook writing. I think this girl's mystical sound and her vocal range, as long as she continues to do them well, are going to take her far and earn her fans from people who find her style to be similar to that of like Lords, or Grimes, or Purity Ring, or Churches, or Nicky and the Dove, or Glasser, or The Knife. Her music has a really strong pop appeal, but I think her instrumentals are a little eccentric. There's a ton of atmosphere surrounding the rhythms and the synthesizers, the beats, the percussion sounds that she tends to use feel kind of organic, a little primal. Every once in a while she switches out these drum sounds in favor of a sort of 808 drum sound where she gives a bit of a nod to trap music. And consistently the synthesizers, whether it be the melodies that they're playing or just the tone, the effect, the sound of the synths that she's using, have a bit of an 80s chart-topping pop hit vibe. Occasionally Karen veers from this formula and sort of ends up in a totally different genre entirely, like on the song Never Wanna Know, a song that feels like a synthetic take on some kind of vocal pop song from the 1950s. Or the song Dust Is Gone, which is a bit of an airy ballad, where the way she sings and the way she pronounces her lyrics on this track, she sounds a lot like Lana Del Rey. Or the song Don't Wanna Dance, which is like the most blatantly poppy track on this entire LP. I don't wanna dance with nobody, oh. But with that hook, the groove is so infectious, it kind of is a dance song. You know, you do want to dance, just not with anybody. Get away from me. Or the song Slow Love, another favorite of mine on this LP, which is just like a pop ballad straight out of the 80s. There's nothing really about this track that feels new at all. The synth bass line is amazing. Some of the synthesizer leads feel like something out of a Toto song. I'm loving the drum fills on this track too. When the chorus hits, I go insane. But the songs that ended up appealing to me the most on this LP are the ones that sound most like the singles that led up to the release of this record. Like the vocal layering on the song Fire Rides is awesome. I love the snappy snares on this track. I love it when Karen reaches up into her upper register on the song too. She doesn't have the most distinct voice on the block, but I think her singing is emotive. I think it's sensual. And I think in comparison with a lot of these artists who I find her to be similar to, she shows a little bit more technical talent. She harmonizes over her own vocals really well, and I think she has great pitch control. I love the pan flute synthesizer leads on the song Red and the Gray, as well as the bubbling synthesizer arpeggios just rhythmically playing into the tempo of the track. I love the glockenspiel and the Phil Collins-like drum fills, as well as the synthesizer horn leads on the song Pilgrim. The song XXX88, where Diplo handles the instrumental here. The beat actually complements all the songs on this record and Karen really well. It doesn't feel out of place or anything like that. However, the melody and the vocal harmonies on this track do feel eerily similar to that of Lords, which I guess isn't that big of a surprise considering last year is when Royals really blew up. Last year is when this song originally came out. And the song Glass is really good as a closer to the sort of normal non-deluxe version of this record with this really jittery, very colorful instrumental. I think Karen has a lot of great ideas, and the hooks are especially good on this LP, but here and there I think she's a little too quick to embrace the sound of her contemporaries. Also, I think there's maybe a little too much similarity between how each of the tracks here are mixed and just how they sound overall. And while I do like a lot of the hooks on this record, I think Karen has a bit of a weak spot in her songwriting in that her approach to vocal melody on the verses of these tracks feels roughly the same too. It's really the synthesizer leads and the hooks that give each song on this record their distinct flavor. It's not so much Karen's voice, which, I mean, sometimes doesn't sound like anything special, sometimes just sounds exactly like another artist who's already popular right now, and you know, those verses, again, they're just not that distinct sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I think there are a lot of good characteristics to this record, the rhythms, the instrumentation, all of it's very tangible, all of it is very well assembled and put together, and like I said, consistently I do get into these hooks. I mean, there's only really one track I was just outrightly disappointed with, and that was the song Walk This Way, which to me, the production, the sound quality of this track was sort of that of a demo. However, the hook is really good on this song, so I could sort of see why Karen would want to include it on the track list here, but still. The recording quality of the track really does have this song feeling a little out of place, though. You know, this LP, while there were some bright moments and there were some tracks on here I really liked, it's just really, really hit or miss for me, and that's all. I'm kind of feeling a decent, strong 6 on this thing. Transition, if you've given this record a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Anthony Fantano. Bah. Forever.